Good morning and welcome to day 3 of the cold plunge decrease my blood sugar. All right, so now I'm thinking today my blood sugar is not going to be very high. The reason why is because I had a dinner last night that was quite low in carbohydrates. I had salmon and then I had a little itty bitty potato and some green beans for dinner. My lunch was a little bit more substantial, but I definitely don't feel that anymore. I would say if you're going to have a substantial meal during the course of the day and your blood sugar runs a little higher, try to have that substantial meal earlier in the day so that you can kind of burn off of that sugar, and it works much better to burn it off during the day than it does at nighttime. If you're, especially, I don't eat until my dinner until around 8 o'clock due to my schedule, and so it's kind of late to be having a high carbohydrate meal and then think your sugar's going to be low. All right, so my sugars from previous videos I mentioned run in the pre-diabetic range at times. I am not considered a pre-diabetic, probably because I go to the test kind of like the week before thinking, okay, I gotta be real careful. I don't want my sugar to be high. So I don't eat like hardly any carbohydrates during that week. So it's, yeah, probably not the thing to do. Should let the doctor actually know when you think your blood sugars are high. So if you're using your own meter for whatever reasons, maybe you're doing a keto diet or whatever, and you're testing your blood sugars and you're like, wow, they're kind of high, especially early in the morning, and then after I eat, 2 hours after I eat, they're high. Then you definitely want to call your doctor because, you know, it could be that you're showing signs of diabetes. So, all right, let's see what we get today. Curious. Like I said, I ate much better this time around. Oh God, it went up. I don't understand this. All right, I was eating better, definitely, and it's still pretty high. So I probably should give my doctor a call too and let her know that, you know, I'm doing this N of 1 study and my blood sugars are consistently high. So I am gonna go to my cold plunge and see if we can get that number down, and I will see you in the cold plunge in about a minute. All right, I'm back and it's a little chillier today, a little bit. It's gonna get, I think it's like 34 degrees in the morning, and it's gonna get up to about 60 degrees today. So I'm getting my cold plunge ready. By the way, if you see the wire, there's no electricity in my cold plunge. That would be not safe at all, but we do have a pump that helps to get the water off the top of the cover. So as you see, I just use a corner of my pool as my cold plunge. It's about 50 degrees. I'm gonna say maybe it's 49 today, right? Possibly, because it's a little chillier this morning. All right, where's our thermometer? Oh, it's cold. We might have lost the thermometer. The thermometer's gone. Oh well. It went probably further under, so I'm gonna have to swim after it. All right, well, I may try to find that later. So getting ready to get into my cold plunge. Actually, hold this for me. That's my husband. All right, and as you see, it's the corner of my swimming pool, and it's works perfectly. I mean, if you want to go out and buy one, then absolutely. But remember, ask your doctor first if you should be going into a cold plunge, because it could be dangerous for some people who have heart disease. I think I mentioned to you yesterday that I have asthma, which that will also sometimes affect your breathing, but I have my inhaler close by. So still don't see the thermometer. Do you see it, Tom? No, it just floated away. All right, here I go. Let's time it. It is 7:56, so I will see you. Well, I'll get in first and do my breathing. So now some people go even a little further in, like to their neck. I don't. I actually used to only go from my waist down because I was really just, trying to do this for my legs and to decrease the inflammation from all of the running that I do. So I now go to my, basically under my arms, and it's enough. I don't think I need to go any further than that. We have a bit of a drought in this area, and so the water is slowly evaporating a little bit. So, and I don't think we're gonna replace it at this stage of the game. So this is where I'm at, and I'll be here for about 6 minutes, and then I'll test my blood sugar again, and let's see if I can decrease it. The other N of 1 study I'm doing is to see what it's like to run after the cold plunge rather than before the cold plunge. So I'm gonna see what that's like today again as well. Yesterday it was a little difficult, but we'll see how it goes today. All right, see you in 6 minutes. All right, welcome back to day 3 of Will the Cold Plunge Decrease My Blood Sugar? Now, my blood sugar was 116, right, when before the cold plunge, when I took it. So now I stayed in the cold plunge for 6 minutes with my husband there for safety purposes. And now we're gonna see what it is after the cold plunge. Many of you might be wondering, and I'm starting to wonder myself, what does the cold plunge do for your blood sugar in the long term? So we're really just testing it over the course of a few minutes, because now it's 8:07. I was in the cold plunge at 8:56. So it's obviously not a whole lot of time between the cold plunge and this test. So maybe it would be more interesting if I were to take it again after I warm up to see what it was. So yeah, it decreased again. So my hypothesis is correct that it does decrease my blood sugar. We've tested it now for 3 days, and I am starting to get to the point where I'm thinking, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm pretty convinced that this works, but I am more curious what would happen if I test my blood sugar before the cold plunge and then after I've warmed up. So let's say after I go into the hot tub. So that might be a more interesting study after the cold plunge. It's going to be lower, and then after I warm up, will it then shoot back up again? That might be a good N of 1 study next time. So now I'm gonna get warmed up a little bit, and I am going to go for a run and see what that feels like again after the cold plunge, when my muscles are cold. So I obviously have to warm up for a much longer period of time, and I have to get my body somewhat regulated to the idea of running rather than of being shocked by the cold water. So, all right, nice to see you again, and we'll talk again next time. Bye.